Shalom, friends. This is Akiva with Israel in 5, and I'm inviting you to take part in a very, very important campaign from Meir Panim to help millions of Israelis who are in need in general in their lives every single day, but especially as the upcoming Jewish high holiday season is approaching. And it's up to us to help these millions of Israelis celebrate these holidays with joy, celebration, and with dignity. There are all kinds of populations in great need. There are Holocaust survivors still trying to make ends meet after having gone through so much suffering and pain in their lives. There are IDF soldiers who are reliant on gift packages and food deliveries from Meir Panim, especially lone soldiers who come from other countries all around the world to serve in the IDF to protect the Jewish state, who don't have the family in Israel like other soldiers do. There are 100,000 Israelis who are still not living in their homes in the north of Israel because of the constant rocket attacks from Hezbollah. They need our help too. And of course, the families that are living under the poverty level are struggling every single day and are wondering, how are we going to give our families, our kids, a joyous holiday season? Please go to Israel5.org/donate or click on the link below to give a donation. Every single donation will be doubled as a result of a very generous grant by the Steinberg Gift Fund. And this is the time to give. This is the time to act, to make sure that after a very, very hard year of war in Israel against Hamas and the Gaza Strip, Hezbollah from Lebanon, that Israelis are able to celebrate this high holiday season with joy and with dignity. Give what you can and know that every single dollar of your donation will go directly to helping all of these Israelis in need. Thank you so much and all the best. This upcoming Shabbat is the last Shabbat of the Jewish year, right before Rosh Hashanah, the Jewish New Year. And the Torah reading that we read is very fitting for this time of the year. Shalom, my friends. This is the Akiva Gersh with Israel in 5, where we give you everything Israel in 5 minutes. Please like and subscribe. If you have any questions, want to keep the conversation going, please do so below in the comments. This week's Torah portion is a double Torah portion. It's called Nitzavim-Vayelech. And we always read this Torah portion, Nitzavim, right before Rosh Hashanah. Nitzavim means to stand. And it starts off by saying, you're all standing here today. You're all present here. You're physically present. You're standing in front of Moses as he continues to speak in the last weeks of his life. And it's an amazing language to use right before Rosh Hashanah, because standing connotates stopping, pausing, waiting, thinking, contemplating, not continuing the go forward movement and race that we're so used to in our lives. And right before Rosh Hashanah, that's exactly what we're supposed to be doing. This entire month, actually, that we're in right now, the Jewish month of Elul, we're really meant to pause a little bit, slow things down a little bit, and go inside and be introspective and think about this past year that we just had and what kind of year we want to have in the new year coming up, right? And this idea of nitzavim, of standing, is a perfect language for that, right? It says in what's called the Mishnah, which is a teaching of the oral Jewish tradition, the oral Torah. It says that on Rosh Hashanah, every single person, not only the Jews, but all of humanity, if they stand in front of Hashem, they stand in front of God, right? And they have this moment in time, so to speak, with God one-on-one. And again, this Torah portion, Nitzavim, standing, directly relates to that and is perfectly parallel to that. And it's this idea that, before we start the new year and before we end this current year that we're in right now, it's really good to pause. It's really good to think. It's really good to contemplate. It's really good to go inside and really think about what are all the good things that happened this year, and what are the things that we could have done better. Let's be honest with ourselves, without being overly judgmental on ourselves, but being honest, right? With the desire to become even better, with the desire to do even more good in the world. So it's a really perfect time for this Torah portion, Nitzavim. And it's interesting because the very next one is Vayelech. And that sometimes is a separate Torah reading, sometimes it's together depending on the year. But Vayelech means to go, means walking. So now, once you've stopped, once you've stood, once you've done that pause, now let's go, right? Now let's continue our forward movement with the lessons that we learned, the things that we became aware of from the time that we were standing, that we were stopping, that we were pausing. I want to share one more idea from this week's Torah portion. Of course, every Torah portion has many different ideas. We can't talk about all of them in just a few minutes. But one more idea that I do want to share with you is that it says in the Torah portion that the Torah is close to you. That you don't need to go across the world or over the seas or up to the heavens to find it. Right? Sometimes people think that these lofty spiritual ideas that are found in Judaism, in the Torah, they're beyond me. How can I ever achieve them? How can I ever accomplish and become that kind of person? And the Torah is very clear. The Torah itself says it's not in heaven. These are ideas that are down here on earth, and you living down here on earth are able to bring them into your life. You're able to accomplish them. You're able to become this. You're able to bring these ideals, and values into your life, right? So there's this idea that God doesn't give us any challenge that we cannot succeed at. And the Torah does come with a challenge, right? The Torah comes with the challenge of becoming our best selves, right? Taking these beautiful ideas and teachings and values, morals, and bring them into our lives, living according to them. And though sometimes it might seem like, oh, it's across the ocean, it's so far away, it's up in heaven, how could I ever do this? The Torah is very clear. No, it's right here. It's right in front of you. It's accessible. You can do this, right? So the Torah is both giving us the ideals to bring into our lives and also the motivation and the belief that we can actually do so. All the best and be well.